Hi guys, this is Alex or Gothic Fitness, and I'm here to introduce you to my newest member of my channel and my family, Navi. Navi is my new standard poodle service puppy that I'm going to be training to be my service dog in the future. So right now she's currently a service dog in training. She's only 10 weeks old, so right now we're just working on mostly socialization stuff. And when she's closer to like 6 months old, that's when we'll start doing actual task training and public access training. Right now we've just only been, we're only going to take her to pet friendly stores as of right now because she's not trained yet. But I wanted to go ahead and introduce you to her because I think she's going to be a big part of this channel, or at least on my Instagram. So I wanted to tell you guys a little bit, or answer a couple questions that I've been getting from you guys. First of all, one of the first questions I've been getting is she going to be a service dog for you? Which I understand. A lot of people who have invisible disabilities get this a lot. Where you don't look like you're disabled, so people, or you're disabled but you can function in most situations, so people tend to not know that you have a disability, or think that you should need a service dog. The thing about choosing a service dog is it's a very individualized process. A lot of people who have psychiatric needs that could be helped with a service dog, actually getting a service dog could be not good for them because, for example, if you have social anxiety and going into, and you're like agoraphobic a little bit, and going into public makes you nervous because you don't like people looking at you, well, then having a service dog is not going to be a good thing for you because a lot of people look at you when you have a service dog, especially when they're as cute as this one right here. Huh, Navi? Yeah. So you really have to talk with your therapist, your healthcare professionals, and really figure out what is the best option for you. I've had a service dog in training before, and it went really well for me. Unfortunately, that dog was not, equipped to become a full service dog, just because a couple of issues that he had just behaviorally because he was a rescue dog, and was not bred for a service dog program specifically. Hey, what are you looking at? Oh, Fred's jumping up back there. Yeah, Fred's our other poodle. He's chilling in the bed back there. But with the discussion of your doctor and your therapist, you can figure out if a service dog is right for you. So for me, I'm just going to go ahead and do this in a video so that way you guys all know, and then it's not like a big secret or whatever. But Navi will be trained as a psychiatric service dog for a few of my disabilities. Specifically, the most important one that she's going to be helping me with is my CPTSD diagnosis, which is basically PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder. There is a new thing that it's not yet being classified as an actual separate mental illness from PTSD, but it's a type of PTSD called complex PTSD, so CPTSD, which basically means it's not one traumatic event that has caused you to have PTSD. It's a series of traumatic events that have extended over a longer period of time, that have caused you to have the issues associated with PTSD. There are a lot of different things that can happen from having PTSD. For me, the main things are night terrors, panic attacks. Sometimes my panic attacks are so bad that I pass out, or get very dizzy. So that's one thing that she's going to be trained to be, is a motility dog, so I can use her for balance if I do start to have a panic attack and start to get dizzy, so I don't fall. And I also tend to just get like extremely paranoid or scared and panicked if I'm in a situation where I think that I might be in danger, that triggers that kind of trauma that I had in the past. So she will also be trained to help me navigate out of situations like that, and she will be trained to do deep pressure therapy, which is kind of a therapy that, like, to make it understandable for just regular people, like if you have like a weighted blanket, it's kind of a more intense version of that. It helps to reduce panic attacks, disassociation, things like that in correlation to PTSD. I also know that this has been a thing that has worked for me in the past because I have done it with my other service dog, and I've also done other stimulation techniques to reduce my panic attacks from PTSD in the past. So all of those things combined, made me, especially after going a year without having a service dog or a service dog in training, really showed me how much I appreciated the time that I did have one. And so, after talking a bit and after having a rough few months this year during 2020 and kind of being at the lowest point that I'd ever been, we kind of made the decision, me and my husband, that this was the best option for me, which it was a decision we did not take lightly because, as you guys probably already know, we have a ton of dogs already. So adding a new dog into our family was not something we were really planning on doing, but I lost one of my dog that I've had longer than any of my other dogs this year, and so we decided that getting Navi was going to be a good option. The last thing I was going to tell you guys about Navi is kind of where she got her name from. So a lot of people don't know how to pronounce it. Like my sister called me and she was like, "Is it Navy?" My grandma's like, what was she saying? I don't even know what she was saying, but it was not right at all. So Navi comes from Legend of Zelda, the little fairy that follows you around and helps you with tasks and kind of guides you along the way, because that's what she's going to eventually do for me. So I thought it was a perfectly fitting name. So we've got some of her service dog gear ordered, and we're going to be getting that in the next couple weeks. And right now, like I said, we're just doing socialization training while she's still this little pup. And then once she gets closer to 6 months old, we will work more into the public access and task training. So I would be happy to do a longer video about service dogs if you guys have questions. Yeah, and I'm also planning on doing some videos that are showing her training process kind of along the way, and seeing kind of what we do and how we work together as a team and what goes into training a service dog. So yeah, if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, things you'd like to hear me talk about, either including Navi or other things, just leave them below. And as always, live healthy, die happy, and leave a pretty corpse. Mwah. Say bye, Navi. Say bye-bye.